Most people think mediation training is all theory and textbooks, but the National Association of Certified Mediators Certification Program trains you on real world conflicts you'll actually face as a professional mediator. I'm going to walk you through 5 specific types of conflicts you'll learn to handle during our 40-hour certification, the exact scenarios that will make up your mediation practice, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what skills you're developing and how prepared you'll be to mediate actual cases. A lot of people take conflict resolution courses that focus mostly on theory, communication models, negotiation styles, and different frameworks. All of that is important, don't get me wrong. But if you never actually practice using those tools, it can feel completely different when you're sitting across from two people in conflict. That's why real conflict training matters. In the National Association of Certified Mediators Certification Training Program, you don't just read about how to mediate, you practice it. The program includes role-play simulations and practice labs that mirror real-life situations. You'll step into the role of mediator, learn how to manage emotions, guide conversations, and find solutions that both sides can agree on. Working through actual conflict scenarios before you ever meet your first paying client helps you build real confidence. You've already faced the awkward pauses, the emotional moments, and the challenge of keeping people talking, all in a safe, supportive environment. So by the time you're mediating professionally, you're not just ready in theory, you're ready in practice. During the 40-hour certification, you'll train across 3 mediation tracks: business, family, and divorce. Each one focuses on a different type of conflict because in the real world, no two disputes are the same. In the business mediation track, you'll learn how to handle workplace disagreements, partnership issues, and contract misunderstandings, situations that require clear communication and structured negotiation. The family mediation track shifts the focus to personal dynamics, helping families resolve issues in communication, caregiving, and helps people preserve relationships. Finally, the divorce mediation track prepares you for emotionally charged cases involving parenting plans, property division, and future co-parenting. It's where you learn to balance empathy with structure so both parties can reach workable agreements. Training across multiple types of mediation gives you the versatility to meet diverse client needs and have more clients. You leave understanding not just the process, but how to adapt your approach depending on the people and the problem you have in front of you. By the way, if you want to earn your National Professional Certification in Mediation and start your journey today, click the first link in the description below. Now let me show you how it exactly works. One of the first real scenarios you'll practice is mediating workplace disputes. Those moments when coworkers just can't get along and it starts to affect the team morale and productivity. In this scenario, you'll learn how to recognize the root causes behind tension. Things like personality clashes, miscommunication, or a sense of unfair treatment. Sometimes it's about a single misunderstanding. Other times it's built up over months of unspoken frustration. You'll explore mediation techniques that work specifically in professional environments. For example, how to create a safe space for both employees to speak, how to keep the conversation productive, and how to guide them toward clear, actionable agreements that restore collaboration. This type of training prepares you for organizational mediation roles, where you can step in to resolve conflicts before they escalate, helping both the employees and the organization move forward in a healthier way. Another common scenario you'll work through is business partnership disputes. When 2 or more partners find themselves at odds over vision, finances, or day-to-day decisions, these conflicts can get complicated because they blend professional goals with personal investment and emotion. In this part of the training, you'll learn how to manage power dynamics, balance financial interests, and keep the focus on preserving the working relationship whenever possible. Mediation in a business context isn't about deciding who's right. It's about helping partners to communicate clearly enough to make practical decisions that move the business forward. You'll use structured negotiation frameworks to guide discussions, helping each partner clarify their priorities, explore creative options, and reach agreements that both sides can live with. This skill is especially valuable for anyone interested in business mediation or consulting, where the ability to diffuse conflict and build trust can mean the difference between a company's success or its collapse. Next, not every family conflict is about divorce. Many disputes happen within families who are trying to make big decisions. Things like caregiving for a parent, dividing an estate, or handling household responsibilities. These situations can be especially challenging because they involve deep emotions and long histories. In this scenario, you'll learn how to navigate emotional dynamics, generational differences, and long-standing family patterns that often resurface during conflict. Mediation here requires patience, empathy, and a steady hand, helping family members feel heard while keeping the conversation from turning personal or defensive. You'll practice communication techniques that help families move from blame and frustration to understanding and cooperation. That includes reframing statements, identifying shared goals, and creating clear next steps everyone agrees on. Training in this type of mediation prepares you for community and family conflict, where your role is to help people rebuild communication and reach peaceful, lasting resolutions, often during some of the most personal and emotional times in their life. Divorce and custody cases are some of the most emotional and complex situations a mediator can face. In this scenario, you work with couples who are separating and need to reach agreements on things like property, finances, and parenting agreement. You'll learn how to facilitate conversations in high emotion environments, keeping the focus on respectful dialogue and practical outcomes. The training also helps you understand the legal considerations that come with divorce and custody mediation, so you know how to guide discussions within appropriate boundaries. A major part of this work involves helping parents make child-focused decisions, keeping their children's well-being at the center of every conversation. The divorce mediation track of the program helps give you the tools to manage sensitive topics, balance strong emotions, and move couples towards agreements they can live with. This specialty is in high demand as courts and families increasingly turn to mediation instead of litigation. The training ensures you're prepared to handle these delicate cases with professionalism, structure, and empathy that they require. Another real conflict you'll practice mediating involves community or neighbor disputes, situations where people live or work near each other and tensions build over things like property boundaries, noise, parking, or shared spaces. These conflicts can be very tricky because the people involved still have to see and interact with each other after the mediation session. So the goal here isn't just to reach an agreement, it's to help restore civility and make ongoing relationships manageable. In this part of the training, you'll learn approaches that de-escalate tension, keep conversations respectful, and guide both sides toward workable agreements they can realistically maintain. You'll practice techniques for reframing negative language, setting ground rules, and finding solutions that focus on fairness rather than blame. This experience prepares you for community mediation and local practice work, where mediators play an important role in strengthening neighborhoods, housing programs, community organizations by helping people resolve everyday disputes respectfully. These aren't hypothetical scenarios you might encounter someday. These are real conflicts that will make your mediation practice from day one. The National Association of Certified Mediators Certification Training Program doesn't just teach you theory, it trains you to handle actual disputes with confidence and competence. By the time you're certified, you will have worked through multiple conflict scenarios, received professional feedback, and demonstrated your ability to mediate effectively. So if you're ready to become a nationally certified professional mediator and start your new career in conflict resolution, click the first link in the description to enroll in our 40-hour certification training program.